I am a banana, and I am happy to have called Princeton University home to many of the world's brightest minds, my home as well, at least for a little while. You see, this place is renowned for its sustainable dining program, especially since I did not have to end up here. Rather, I came and left in a sustainable way. 60% of Princeton's food purchases are organically or locally produced. Since bananas don't grow in New Jersey, I still came from far away, but I am a fair trade banana in keeping with the university's mission of sustainability. Princeton also disposes of its food in a manner that is healthy for the environment. Let's see what some students have to say about that.
I'm assuming that the food is somehow taken and broken down into compost or something?
I don't know, maybe so the food part could go to pigs, I heard.
I guess maybe there's some recycling gone into that. I'm not really sure.
Well, I kind of assumed there was a compost pile somewhere, and we put the food scraps there, and they were possibly used in the university garden. I know there's one out by Forbes where we grow our own vegetables. I guess the other possibility is to keep the non-food waste clean so it can be recycled.
Shauna Weber is an ecologist who is Princeton's new Office of Sustainability's Sustainability Manager.
The goals in dining are pretty exciting because not many other institutions are doing what we're doing. What dining's been doing is trying to measure the impact, the environmental impact of the food that they serve.
Stu Orifice has been the university's Director of Dining Services since 1992 and is responsible for turning the campus dining experience from wasteful and distasteful to the efficient, green, and most importantly, delicious experience that it now is.
Since about the year 2000, we've made a commitment to purchase a lot of our foods from local sources. And in fact, we use a definition of sustainability that includes local foods, organic foods, any foods that help us with our carbon footprint. And we're proud to say that we have 61.5% of our food that come from sustainable sources on our campus. Well, I think many students now understand why we separate food from paper, but I believe that it's something that has changed the culture of Princeton. And many students will understand why they're doing that separation. They may not know exactly where it's going, but I think students know that it's going to a better place. And I think that is part of the overall sustainability mission for the institution.
Princeton wastes about 900 tons of food per year. What would happen if all of that food were dumped into a landfill? One of many adverse effects of disposing of food waste in a landfill includes the generation of carbon dioxide and, more urgently, methane, a greenhouse gas 21 to 23 times more potent than carbon dioxide. In addition, landfills can be costly. If all of this waste had to be driven to a landfill and dumped, it would cost the university $65,700 a year and eventually cause 109.8 tons of carbon dioxide and 134.1 tons of methane gas to enter our atmosphere. Do you think that's worth it? I don't, especially when there is a sustainable solution. Here is Princeton's answer. 6 days a week, Neil McIntyre leaves his 108-year-old family-owned pig farm in Winona, New Jersey, over an hour's drive away from Princeton in his massive truck. He stops at hospitals, prisons, and schools like Princeton, picking up tons, literally, of food waste that will be boiled and fed to his pigs.
It's around 5 in the morning. We arrive up there at 6:30, 7 o'clock. I service 8 kitchens for the university. Average pickup is 3.5 to 4 tons per day. Then I have other stops on the way home: prisons, hospitals, restaurants, and supermarkets. Then we take it back to our farm where we cook the product, and then the next morning we serve it to our pigs. But we recycle quite a bit of food waste. That's a proof.
So, as you can see, I am happy to have lived my life here, where I knew I would not end up in a landfill. Rather, I contributed to the life cycle of Neil's pigs, who will in turn come back into the university's dining cycle. And who knows, for future generations of bananas, maybe they will be lucky enough to end up in a composting site right on campus to fertilize Princeton's own gardens. What could be more sustainable than that?